Welcome back to Mike Drop Sports, everybody. Why did the Pittsburgh Steelers get stuck with this clown that's not even entertaining? But however, here we are. We are out of the playoffs and another monumental collapse. And here we are on Steel City Live talking Pittsburgh Steelers football each and every day. Again, welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining me. Make sure you double tap that screen, hit that like button for us here on Steel City Live. What's up, Anger? Send us out into that YouTube algorithm as we talk NFL football, Steelers football, and just continue to dive in throughout this, what is an off season for the Steelers, but it's a season that is still ever evolving for several football teams that could potentially reach greatness, hoist that Lombardi trophy. And again, everybody loves a clown. They always love a clown at a birthday party. And you have Mike Tomlin here in the clown face on the YouTube thumbnail. And my question remains, why are we stuck with a clown that's so unentertaining? I don't get it. Usually clowns are quite funny. Usually clowns bring joy. But this clown doesn't bring any type of joy to anyone. So it's kind of crazy how luck has made its way through that Pittsburgh Steelers building in our fan base. What is up, Nathaniel Sampson? What's up, guys? Appreciate it. I'll get you one here, man. I'll like gift some or something, and I'll figure out how to like do it. Make sure you have your turn on your gifts. You got to turn on your gifts, guys. If whenever people donate memberships, if you're one of the people that have your gifts turned on during the live stream, it'll just automatically populate, and you could be one of the people that just get a gifted membership. That's what I mean by that. No, I did not go to one. And the reason, Nathaniel, I didn't is because I do these live streams, I do these shows, and I find it that I can watch it a lot better from the TV, really get a true analysis of what's going on, and I prefer to do that. And honestly, I'm not much for the crowd, so I'm not much for the cold either. So I like to watch it from home. That way I can immediately do the live streams from here. I could do them from the stadium, but you got to remember something too, guys. When you go to these stadiums, typically, a lot of the times you're going to have to probably pre-record a video because there's so many people on their phones. The connection's so bad sometimes. It's just not really something that you want to do. So that's why when the draft comes to Pittsburgh, I'm really going to have to figure out how to make sure to ensure that I'm able to stream well from there, because we will be doing that. Oh, thank you, Inger. Appreciate it. Danny George, what's up? I went to college game this year. Yeah, I like college games like in person. I don't like watching college games on TV though. I've never been a big fan. Like I like going to like Pitt games. I've been there. My cousin Jeff, a guy named AQ, his brother, guy in the chat, my cousin that's in the chat, his brother played for Pitt some time back, and those were always really fun games to go to. Especially like he let us, he could get us in the locker room and things like that. So that was really cool. Oh, thank you. Steelers League coming in early with the super chat, man. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate that truly. Had to come here, hear some honesty. The Moats takes were killing me on his show. I didn't get the chance. I haven't listened to Moats in a long time, and I say that because it's just never, I don't know why it doesn't populate up in my YouTube anymore, and I'm always so busy. So I haven't listened to Big Moats lately. So thank you for coming here, Steeler Lee. I appreciate the the compliment, man. I appreciate the super chat. Much love to you, my friend. Thank you very, very much. That's always appreciated, guys. Also, hitting that like button, the super chats. You guys have been absolutely awesome. The response for the channel lately has just been absolutely overwhelming, just to know that there's so many good people out there that like to talk football each day. And that's just really what I do it for. It ain't money. It ain't anything else. It's just literally having people to talk football with, each and every day. And you guys do that for me. And I hope I can bring some cool shit for you, man. Mike Schmidt, I bleed black and gold too. Downtown John Broadway. Hey, welcome to the Stanley Cup tryouts. Yeah, by halftime it was Penguins hockey. Jeez. Yeah, guys, that is something there with what Downtown John Broadway just said. about Penguins hockey. We're going to start incorporating that. I'm getting back into it a little bit, but I got to bring my knowledge level up a little bit more with the hockey again, getting back into it. And we're going to start delivering some of that content here on Mike Drop Sports. Also, when the Pittsburgh Pirates come about, we're going to start getting some MLB stuff. So look for some different playlists that will be, different categories: baseball, football, hockey. That way you guys can select which content you're going to want for the day. We're going to do daily uploads for each one of those things, and hopefully we'll see what happens here. We'll see what kind of response we have happen. I'm going to the Ravens game when we make the Super Bowl. That's from Inger. Man, Inger, those tickets will probably cost you a lot, man. You might want to start a GoFundMe, my bro. Those Super Bowl tickets nowadays, guys, are absolutely out fucking rageous, my friends. It's ridiculous how much money they cost, and honestly, is it even worth it to go fight the crowds, pay $25 to have a beer, pay $25 for a Coke, Hey, you want a box of popcorn? Throw me 10 bills. Like, come on, man. The amount of money that is generated, the amount of revenue that's generated, that's why it really gets disgusting when we're talking about referees and things of that nature, and you're wondering to yourself why they're so subpar in what they bring in terms of officiating, and even just some of the ways they present the content is just so disheartening, man. You're like, all this money that we're putting out there, and to get a watered down product, when you're seeing a Thursday night football game, take the Steelers schedule, for instance, this year, when you're playing three heavyweight teams back to back to back in an 11-day span, that's a watered down product. And for the amount of money that's put into this by the fans, it's not cool. It's not right. You got to give each team, in my opinion, ample time for rest and recovery and game planning to get the schematics up. Well, when you're dealing with a clown like Mike Tomlin, you're not going to have that really be a factor. The schematics won't be a factor. So, but anyway, good teams. You're going to have that schematic factor involved. You're going to have that rest. You need all that to come together in order to have a good, solid product. And then when you look at the officiating, you want people to be professionals. You want people to be full time and really understand every little intricacy of the game. And I don't think you have that with these officiating crews right now. You have very dumb calls being made a lot of the times. And this is even coming with assists from New York, where you got people behind the monitors watching and telling these guys when there's mistakes sometimes. And it's still watered down. It's still sometimes absolutely off the wall. It just makes you wonder, man, where all the money goes. Maybe the players shouldn't make as much. I'm just saying, how much do you really fucking need, Yeah, regular Reggie, Mike Schmidt, go Hawkeyes. W guy, I don't know what that means. Manu says, good luck for your, I don't know what that is. I'm new. Oh, my channel. Thank you, Manu. I appreciate it. I didn't understand what you put in there for a minute. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Abigail Carpenter, I'm new. Well, welcome, Abigail, to the chat, and welcome to Mike Drop Sports. We truly, truly appreciate that, guys. We have a lot of new subscribers here as of late, so I want to welcome them all. Welcome all you new subscribers. We have a great group of people here inside the chat. A lot of people that have been Steeler fans for a kabillion years, my friends. They've been around the block or time or two, so it's a really interesting dynamic here at the channel. So make sure that you hit that like button, help support us, spread us out there, and continue to grow the community. Downtown John Broadway. Yeah, I remember the Pitt games before they tore down the old stadium. Yeah, it was just so cool to go in and just see how it just was down in, that big bowl, it was so awesome. Daniel Rodriguez, we should have put Justin Fields in. We have to get rid of Russell Wilson. And Pickens did nothing for us. Guys, let's talk about some of these people that possibly could be with the Steelers or could not be with the Steelers, and where they may need to go, and what my honest opinion is with that. And my honest opinion, my honest take with George Pickens, just the last part of your comment there, Daniel, is that I don't believe George Pickens wears the Pittsburgh Steelers uniform next year. And I say that why? It's really hard not to look at and to see, if you're the ownership of the Steelers, a guy that's really really troublesome. You always have something negative coming out of the way of George Pickens, coming out of his mouth. And everybody wants to sit up there, though. I got to bring this up because it just clicked in my head. And I know I don't want to be a flight of ideas here, but this just clicked into my head whenever we were talking about George. After his post-game comments, everybody went nuts about George Pickens when he was asked, are you optimistic about this offense heading into next season and optimistic about where it's going and its direction? And he said, nah. And everybody thought that was him being an asshole, you know? Guys, that wasn't him being an asshole. Let's be honest. He's that stupid. He doesn't know what optimistic means. Let's be real about it. That's truthful. You want truth from Mike Job Sports? That's truth. That man literally had no idea what the word optimistic means. He had no idea what that meant. And is that somebody you want out there? I don't think so. Somebody that's going to take plays off. Look at that Baltimore tape and just rewind that tape of the playoff game. And this is just the freshest example. Running a route and jogging a route are two different things. And when you're not going 100% on each and every fucking snap, it sets the offense back, guys. I don't care who you have back there at quarterback. It doesn't matter. When you take plays off in the NFL, it affects everybody out there. It affects the whole unit. When you hear people talk, it's the ultimate team game. That is no exaggeration in football, guys. Football is very, very hard at the professional level to hide a deficiency. It is very, very hard because everybody is good. It's too hard to have people taking plays off, man. It's just too hard because you already are at a disadvantage in some areas because you might not have the best athlete or the best person at that position. So you're already maybe at a disadvantage to where you're trying to overcome some of those deficiencies. And then you got jackasses like George Pickens who are going to expect a monster, a massive record-breaking deal. He's going to expect that. He's going to. And are you willing to pay that for a guy that causes disruption? I think the answer is no. And if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, in my honest opinion, you need to go out there and what you would probably put into a guy like George Pickens, get yourself a T. Higgins. Get yourself a few guys that are good to pretty good. And I don't want a superstar. I don't need that superstar. And everybody gets blinded by the shiny lights of a superstar. They want the biggest name out there. That isn't always the best thing for your football team. That always isn't the best thing for any sports team. I would rather have a team full of good to pretty good guys as opposed to having 3 or 4 superstars on both sides of the ball. I would. Why? Because I'm going to be a more well-rounded ball club in a ultimate team sport. That is why. Think about it, guys. Just because the Steelers maybe don't go out there and grab the biggest, flashiest name, that might not be a bad thing all the time. You want to get as many good, serviceable guys in that building as possible. Next year in that wide receiver room, I look for it to be a Ben Skoranek. I look for it to be Calvin Austin. I look for it to be T. Higgins. That's what I look for it to be. I don't think George Pickens remains. I do not. As far as the quarterback position goes, I think you should build around Justin Fields. Why? Because he's young. And I think that he showed you the work ethic in the summer that is wanted from a guy that's going to be under center for your ball club. And Justin has deficiencies coming out the wazoo. But what did Justin show? He showed work ethic. He showed drive. He showed that he's a good teammate. He showed the things that were necessary in order for you to feel comfortable about building around him. And now what do you do with Justin if you're the Steelers, if you're smart? You go out there and you find the best quarterback coach that you can fucking find, that money can buy, and you dump it into Justin Fields. And you don't go out there and sign one big name wide receiver that if they're not in there, you're shit out of luck. You go out there and you get Justin Fields a fucking arsenal. Why? Because you're going to have a gazillion dollars in cap space. Go out there and get that young man an arsenal. Go out there and give that young man every tool that is necessary in order to succeed. Give him a real chance. And you don't got to go out there and pay Justin Fields a 5-year, a 4-year deal. Go tell him, sit him down. If you're Mike Tomlin and you're that ownership group, sit him down and say, listen, Justin, this is our plan, my friend. We want to bring you in here for 2 years. We'll pay you $20 million per season. That's pretty damn good for a guy that just came from Chicago in a complete shit show. Yes, it's pretty damn good. And we're going to put every weapon around you possible because we have an exuberant amount of cap space. And we are going to make a big time push to make you a fucking superstar. That's what you say to Justin Fields. Because as of right now, if I'm Justin Fields, I don't want to come back to the Pittsburgh Steelers. After going 4-2 and then never seeing the field really at all ever again, even when there was trouble, come on, man. It's hard. All right, guys. Sorry I got off topic there. Somebody put a super chat in. Daniel Rodriguez, thank you for the super chat, my friend. I hope I answered your question, my friend. If you have another one, put it in there. I'll try to answer it a little bit better. I got off topic a little bit. I hope I did answer it, though, the right way for you. I tried to. I just got on a little bit of a rant. But thank you again for the super chat. Appreciate all the super chats so far tonight, guys. Appreciate it so very much. Also, guys, double tap that screen. Hit that like button for us here on Steel City Live. I'm your host, Jason, as always. And if you're not subscribed to Mic Drop Sports, what are you waiting for, my friends? This is the place to be right here each and every day, bringing you guys this quality content, I believe. Steeler Lee, did you hear Minka and Justin just didn't want to speak to the media? Not a good look, but I kind of understand at the same time. Yeah, I don't see what Justin, though, Steeler Lee, I could see it isn't a good look, and I agree with you there. But I don't see why Justin would have had any reason to speak to the media. The young man didn't get an opportunity to really do anything. He really wasn't at fault for any type of collapse, any type of loss. He wasn't really at fault for really anything stupid that Mike Tomlin and his coaching staff was doing. There was really nothing that Justin Fields could be asked that really weren't going to be just trap questions. And if I were Justin, I wouldn't have wanted to go out there and either. But on the other hand, when you're talking about Minka, that's a shitstorm there, guys. And I want to talk about Minka Fitzpatrick real quick. Steeler Lee, though, with your question, I think Minka Fitzpatrick, you want to be called a leader. You want to be called an all-pro. You want to be called that guy in the back end of that Steelers defense. You got to stand up and you got to be accountable. And when you're not, it just shows that you're not worth the $22 million. Guys, let's be honest about Minka Fitzpatrick. I defended him a lot this year because of the scheme, because of the way he's being used. However, this young man has not made a play in over 2 years. And to garner a salary of $20 million plus a year, it just can't happen. And if you're the Steelers, you're going to have to go to Minka and say, buddy, you haven't made a play in 2 years. You made one interception in Baltimore. Okay, we'll give you that one. You made one play in little over 2 years. That's not good enough. And that doesn't warrant that salary you're making anymore. And if I'm the Steelers, I think you have some pieces like a Minka Fitzpatrick, like a George Pickens, that you can utilize to replenish some of that cupboard that you've made bare a little bit in that draft capital cupboard that definitely isn't as full as you would like it to be if you're the Steelers headed into the 2025 draft with as many holes and as many things as you have to fix. Again, guys, I still stand behind that Mike Tomlin being the biggest thing that needs fixed, but we got to realize this. Mike Tomlin's probably not going anywhere. And the clown show and the circus is going to continue into 2025. And it wouldn't be crazy to expect the same result. Another barely above 500 year, another barely making it into the playoffs type year, and another absolute trumping inside of the first round of the playoffs. Because why? He is a guy that is incapable of making any adjustments, incapable of being a real X's and O's type guy at the professional level. Mike Tomlin, guys, got to lose this ego this year. And if he doesn't, it's going to be the same. And I think this offseason is going to be a telltale sign of what's to come. if he's not bringing guys in that have some differing ideas, some differing opinions, some more fresh things, more geared toward today's NFL and its rules package and the way they officiate, then I just think that it's just going to continue to be failures until he leaves. It's sad, but it's the truth. And sadly, that's going to continue. What's going to happen, though, here, guys, is this. Mike Tomlin is deathly afraid of change. And, again, you're going to continue to see him go out there and beat his head against the wall. Why? Because he doesn't know any better. People want to call him some big-name guy, some big-name coach that's super superior in intelligence, scheme, and things of that nature. But the fact is that he's not. He's an embarrassment. He's a clown, just like tonight's thumbnail shows you. That clown picture. Thank you, Sean, for sending me that picture. I couldn't resist to use it tonight. But definitely it's something that is very troublesome for this fan base. All right, guys, we got to get those likes up. I need 6 more to hit 30. Thank you for all the likes so far. Thank you for the super chats. Let's keep going. Sorry about the little ding there. That was my computer. Daniel Warman in the house. What's up, Jason? Hey, Jason, do you like the new kickoff rules? Also, the refs were terrible. Thank you, Daniel. Good to see you, buddy. And no, I do not like the new kickoff rules because what I said in the offseason, Daniel, and I don't know if you remember this or not, but what I said was I would love this rule if it brings the kickoff to be something exciting. And I don't see any excitement from it. I really don't see any type of change that would warrant a drastic flip like it really is. Nothing screams out that it's something fantastic, that it's really making plays, making things happen, making the game exciting. And I'm not for messing with a game that's based on so much tradition. Unless it's really going to bring a lot of value to that sport, and it doesn't. And I wasn't a big fan of it. Challenger 22 in the house. Mike Tomlin is the GMC, greatest mediocre coach of all time. Hashtag GMC, man. Yeah, too bad it's GMC's a truck company. It's Chevrolet GMC. Too bad that's a company like that, because we could use the shit out of that hashtag Challenger. Ensang, watching from Alaska. Anyway, God bless you. Well, welcome from Alaska, man. I appreciate you watching all the way from Alaska. That's awesome. I really do appreciate it. And I hope you're not too cold up there in Alaska, man. I would love to visit there one day. That's on my bucket list, definitely. Definitely someplace I'd like to be. I want to be a homesteader, but my wife ain't going to go down for that. Inger took a break on the editing. Well, welcome back, Inger. Tanya Jones, Tomlin won't handle them at all. He doesn't handle much. He's a clown. He's an absolute clown, guys, and I will never defend Mike Tomlin again. He showed his absolute true colors, man. Let's keep going. King Racer 33. Hi, mate. Have you had a good day? I have, King. Thank you. I hope you had a good day also. Sam, draft better. Guys, yeah, they've had some draft picks fail, but I feel like they draft better in most teams. I don't feel like they're up in the top part of the league in terms of their drafting ability, but I don't think they're in the bottom part either. I feel like they're a top 10 team, top 15 team in drafting, I would say. Mark Malone, wouldn't matter with Tomlin. No, that's the thing, Mark. Right there where you say wouldn't matter with Tomlin. That's where we're getting at as Steeler fans. Nothing really matters what you do. It doesn't, no move that Omar Khan makes, no move that happens with inside of that franchise. Nothing matters when you have a low IQ clown at the head spot. Nothing. And I don't care, dude, anymore. I don't own a Pittsburgh Steelers press credential. I don't have to sugarcoat it. I don't work for some newspaper in Pittsburgh. I don't work for a major media company. I don't have to bite my tongue. I can tell the truth. And Mike Tomlin is a low IQ fucking moron. Period. He should not be. He has no business being head coach of that football team. And until he can prove me otherwise, I'm going to say that. Until he can prove that he can win with the team that he actually built, I'm going to say that. He has never given us as a fan base, never given me as a podcast host, a reason to praise him. Never. Not one time. And again, the national media propping up that record of no losing seasons bullshit. I tell Mike, put that record, crumple it up in a ball, take it and wipe your freaking hairy ass with it, Mike, because that's all it's good for. Because none of that matters when you have zero playoff success. None of it. Nathaniel with those emojis. Appreciate it. Joe Vlogs. I find that hard to believe regarding Pickens. He did go to college, right? I really, Joe, I firmly believe that he did not understand what optimistic was. And I'll give him this. I'll give him this benefit of the doubt also. When you're standing up there, all the cameras are on you. People are asking you questions. You know you're on TV. You know the spotlight's on you. You brain fart, man. I brain fart on here talking to you guys quite often. So I'll give him that. Maybe he just brain farted. But guys, I firmly believe he's that stupid. And just because he went to college doesn't mean that he learned anything there. 9 times out of 10, these football players, they all say they got 4.0 grade point averages and shit. Guys, come on, bro. They ain't there to do school. They're there to play football. Point blank, period. Those grades are given. It's just the way it is. Mike Miller in the house. What's up, Mike Miller? Let me get back here. Inger, Mike Tomlin needs to go. Everybody agrees, but they're not going to. It's the Steelers owner is stubborn to do it. Mike Tomlin makes bad decisions. Yeah, he's bad game time in terms of in-game decisions that he makes are really, really bad. Again, I don't know what he was doing giving the Ravens a timeout there. Like, oh, here, let me help you out. Let me help you score a fucking touchdown at the end of the first half. Let me go down 21-0, you know? Like, what are you doing, bro? Sorry, guys. I have super bad chapped lips. My wife gave me some stuff. I tried to put it on here today, but we've been running around outside, like, doing grocery shopping and shit, so they've gotten bad. See? Look how bad they are. They're horrible. All right, guys, I need you guys to hit the shit out of that like button. I need 6 more to hit 40 likes here as we always try to pursue 100 likes on the live stream. Let's get that done here tonight. Double tap that screen. It's free, guys. It's easy. Make sure you do it. That's how you help support these creators that are out here, not just myself. But if you enjoy talking football, you enjoy the content you're watching, just double tap that screen for us. We truly appreciate it. I know there's more than 35 regulars in here, so let's go. 39. One more. Give me up to 40. I appreciate it. JLP Games. Come on, Chargers. Now I'm joking. The Steelers are actually pretty good. The Chargers, man, I don't know what happened to them. I thought they'd be a lot better. What's sad right now is you got to have a decent quarterback, man, right now. And the way this league is, it's not like back in the day to where you could put a Tommy Maddox in and make it to an AFC championship or second round of the playoffs. Just saying an example. I'm not saying that he did it. I'm just saying an example. It's not like that anymore. It's becoming that you have to have a real superstar type guy to make it anywhere. And it's like, if you don't have one of those, it's like you might as well just send it in for the season and call it quits until you're able to draft somebody that's good. You know what I mean? And then you have your top tier, your 3 or 4 of them that are pretty damn good. And then you have your 2 or 3 of them that are good but can't win big games, that crumble in the biggest moments. But, they'll rip off wins in the regular season. You have that tier of quarterback. And then you have guys like Russell Wilson, that are old, that were once good, that just can't get it done. Those are the tiers. Then you have your bottom tier, your guys that just are absolute dog shit. Lexi, what's up? I agree. Justin has the ability to. I would just like to see, Lexi, what Justin Fields could do with a real high-powered offense. Not just him, but guys that are, really decent weapons all over the board on the offense, because I really feel like this offensive line of the Pittsburgh Steelers will blossom. I feel like there's enough young pieces there that they're going to be able to be really, really good. They're probably going to let James Daniels walk for sure. Like, he's gone. Dan Moore Jr.'s got to go because he's absolutely bad. That probably brings Broderick Jones over to the left. That probably brings Troy Fautanu in for the right. There's your two young bookends. Hopefully Broderick rebounds. Guys, we've seen him play good before in his rookie season. You know, he even had moments this year where he's okay. But as an offensive lineman, it's going to take 2-3 years to really hit your stride. And Broderick will be coming into year 3, and I really expect big growth from him over the summer. So I would be comfortable with Fautanu, Broderick being the bookend young tackles. Mason McCormick coming in, being that real incumbent starter there. And then I look for him to get rid of Isaac Seumalo. I look for them to try to get rid of that salary and bring another young guy in, possibly through the draft, possibly through free agency. Zach Frazier is the center of the future, young stud, guys. I told you he's going to be the best center in the draft. I think he played like it this year in 2024-2025 season. I really thought that he played super well for a young guy out of WVU. The Morgantown product is absolutely phenomenal, and the Steelers hit a home run with him. So I really think, again, this offensive line is going to start really coming together and being really good. I just think we need to be a tad bit patient with it. I knew it was going to be rocky this year, but I think they will be very good going into the future, very young, which will be awesome. But putting Justin behind a solid young offensive line that could potentially be really good as the years go on, as they start this magical run, hopefully. And get guys like a Pat Freiermuth maybe to start producing a little bit more in a more consistent basis. Darnell Washington, perhaps. I think you need another really good pass-catching tight end, a real versatile weapon there. And again, go out there and revamp that wide receiver room. Get a guy like Roman Wilson hopefully going next year. We didn't get to see him. Calvin Austin definitely took a big leap this year. He played really well. Go out and get a guy like a T. Higgins. That's where you really start to grow and make Jalen Warren that feature back that I think he should be. And go out there and draft or bring in another undrafted free agent rookie running back and go with a lot of fresh legs back there. Incorporate that with a quarterback that has extreme mobility. And Justin really, guys, is just about right there. He just needs to learn how to put a little bit more touch on the ball and learn to process just a little bit better. But again, his work in the offseason was monstrous, and he really made great strides. And I was hard on Justin, but he proved me wrong because he went out there and he put the fucking work in, guys, and that's what it takes. And sadly, Mike Tomlin, even when there was trouble, was overly loyal to Russ, and he went that way, and he wouldn't make a change, and that was where it was sad. Mike just kept wishing for change to happen without making any type of adjustments, and that wasn't going to work. Good coaches don't do that. Oh, what's that I hear? Another Steelers player making bad decisions? I think the owner likes building his team around bad decisions now because you have Russell Wilson and Mike Tomlin doing that. JPL, go Chargers. I agree. Justin has the ability to. Tanya Jones, Tomlin loves to draft divas, people he never handles. Troy Polamalu says same shit on AB. Yeah, guys, you really got to be careful when you're in these meetings, in my opinion. And these guys can fool you, but man, you got to be drafting a lot of putting a lot of your thought into whether or not to draft a player, into their character, into their way they speak to you. And I'm a firm believer you really got to measure some of their intelligence, man. I want some smart players out there that aren't making bonehead mistakes that cost you games, because that costs you in the big moments, my friends. You really got to put a lot, though, into character, intelligence level. And I think the Steelers maybe get away from that sometimes and put some of these, oh my God, they're such a phenomenal athlete. Why are they at Eastern Michigan? Because they're fucking stupid. That's why they're at Eastern Michigan. You know what I mean? This ain't rocket science, my friends. All right, guys, I'm going to get a drink. I need 4 more likes to hit 50 here on the live stream as we work toward 100 likes on here. That's what we do every day. We try to hit 100 likes, but it's free, guys. Double tap that screen, hit that like button for us. I'm your host, Jason, and this is Steel City Live each and every night here. I'm going to get a drink, though, real quick. Buccaneers, let's go. That's from, oh man, dude, I just watched the highlights from that game. You guys got Jaden Daniels, bro. He worked you. I know, it's a good game. Very good game. Bucs fans have nothing to be disappointed in. I know that you lost that first round, but man, Baker Mayfield is not a bad quarterback, bro. I wish the Steelers would have got Baker. Sean and I both thought that. Tanya says that's never going to happen. Watch. Randy Yen, Steelers was not a real team this year. They beat nobodies and lost to playoff teams. Laughable. Actually, Justin Fields beat 2 playoff teams. His record was 2-0 against winning playoff teams. Russ was 0-3 against playoff teams in the regular season. So, Justin was winning against good teams. Russ only, I think, had 1 win. He beat the Commanders. Sorry, I said that wrong. I think he had 1. He beat the Commanders. Mark Malone, do we think Fields could crack 200 yards passing consistently with an arsenal? LOL. I do, Mark. I really do. And I'm not saying that some magic switch is going to hit in Justin and he's just going to be great all of a sudden. I just really got to admire the work that young man put in, man. I really do. That guy really made some great strides. He threw 1 interception in those 6 games. You look at that Chicago tape, and that guy was just a turnover fucking machine. Yeah, he has fumble issues. So did Russ. But really, I really think Justin could be a valuable weapon if put in the proper position. And I didn't believe that until this year. And I only believe that now because I really witnessed how much work that young man put in. To make the moves and the strides that he did this season, that only means one thing to me, is that he put in work. And I hope I'm right, but I may be wrong. I just don't think here in 2025, with the position they're going to be in terms of their draft selection order, the position that they're going to draft in, there is no way possible that they could get a quarterback of value. I just don't see it. What are we going to get? Maybe like another Kenny Kittenmans? You know what I mean? A guy that's absolutely dog shit that we just took as a consolation prize? That's a waste of a first-round draft pick. We do that consistently already. Look, we wasted a first-round draft pick on a guy like Najee Harris, Terrell Edmonds. We've wasted a lot of first-round draft picks. Hell, I'll even go back as far as guys like Jarvis Jones. The Steelers have flopped a lot on first-round draft picks. We'll see what happens, but it's tough, man. It's tough to gauge quarterbacks and how they're going to progress. I think what you need to look at again is work ethic, how they're really trying to approach each day. I think that has to be very important and play a lot into it. But until you have that young man in your building, you can't gauge it, Chuck Yo Coot. Oh, my God. I almost said that whole name. Russell is garbage, he said. Diane says Steelers are bad. Come on, bro. Randy N., they will not sign Russ or Justin. Perhaps, Randy, perhaps. Oh, and now that I think about it, the owner of the team likes making bad decisions. The Steelers build their team around that dude. They are also a defensive team in an offensive league. More bad decisions. Yeah, but your team, too, is like that in Baltimore, Inger. Always been a defensive team, too, if you really think about it. I'm not discrediting really putting a high value onto defense. And I do believe that it is an offensive league, absolutely. And I think that it's a bad decision not to go out there and play to the league. The league in which you play each and every week. The officiating is geared towards scoring touchdowns. They are going to be on the side of the offense. You got to make sure that you put people out there that are going to push the envelope, that are going to draw the fouls, that are going to create chaos. That's what you want, man. And you're right. The Steelers haven't been able to do that. And Russ don't trust. That's crazy. Russell should retire. Daniel Rodriguez, yes, sir. Love your channel, Pittsburgh for life. Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate you, man. I appreciate your super chat also. Mark Malone, he's talking to Randy Daniel. I'll never forget Mike Tomlin said he's not interested in Justin Fields, not at all. Yeah, I don't know when he said that, Tanya. That if he said that, that's kind of crazy. Ace the Gamer, fire Tomlin, Tanya, TJ Watt, of course, he is staying again. Yeah, it makes you wonder, though. TJ's a fabulous player, but guys, we got to remember, they line him up in the exact same spot every time. And what did Baltimore do to him all game in the playoffs? Chipped him, double teamed him. There were times he was triple teamed. Baltimore had a game plan. Take TJ Watt out. And then what did the Pittsburgh Steelers do that they normally don't do when they play the Baltimore Ravens? With their edge rushers, Alex Highsmith and TJ Watt. What do they normally do when they play Lamar Jackson? The read option, who is their responsibility? It's usually Lamar Jackson. And then the running back is left to the middle of the defensive line and the linebackers, inside linebackers. But the Steelers switched up. If you notice during that ball game, where were the outside linebackers and TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, and those guys? Who were they attacking on that read option? And what would happen? The Steelers were putting Lamar Jackson's, they were given the responsibility of tackling and guarding Lamar on guys in the middle, on guys in the secondary to really watch and try to stop him, which didn't work. They totally flipped up their strategy, guys, and it did not work. Minka is quiet on the field and to the media. That's from Challenger 22. Yeah, he is. But you know what? When you're a leader, you have to speak. You have to step up. And you can be quiet. You can give short answers, but you got to have responsibility. You got to have ownership. It's what has to be done. All right, guys, I'm going to get a drink. So 5 more of you. Double tap that screen. Get us up to 60 real quick, guys, in the likes department. I truly appreciate that as we try to get 100 likes, as we always do here on the live stream. Again, I truly appreciate you all stopping through. Make sure if you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for? You better hit that subscribe button and join the best community here on YouTube. That's right here at Mike Drop Sports. Let me get a drink, guys. Yeah, you do, Inger. And the Bengals did show that. You're right. Yeah, you need a good offense, too, and I'm sorry the Steelers don't have that. Yeah, they don't. They don't have that. You're right. Stroll's boy, I feel so bad for TJ and Cam. Those dudes deserve a ring. Sucks to say. I don't know if they will ever get one here in Pittsburgh, though, sadly. That's from Stroll's. Stroll's, you're not wrong, and that is an issue. But you know what? If those guys want to go somewhere else, give them the opportunity. I mean, shit. Randy N. Broncos were way much better than the Steelers. I don't think that, Randy. I don't think the Broncos were better than the Steelers. I think they were about the same. It showed in the playoffs. Mike says, get rid of Minka, Queen, Sutton, GP, Moore, Jones, all the coaches. Yeah, there's a laundry list, guys, and the Steelers have about $54 million right now as it sits in available cap space. And you look at some of the salaries that they're going to offload. They're going to offload a Larry Ogunjobi. That's going to be $7 million there. Maybe Minka's a casualty. Maybe people like that. I don't think you get rid of Patrick Queen. It's his first season. I still think he played pretty well. I think that would be something you don't need to do, and I think it would be foolish, especially with what they paid him. Sutton, you're going to let walk for sure. You got to look at Preston Smith. That's a $13.4 million cap hit that won't be on the Steelers next year. So that just takes you right there to almost $70 million instantly. You know what I mean? Just alleviating Preston Smith. Then you add Larry Ogunjobi on there. That gets rid of like $7 or $10 million there on the salary cap. You're almost up to $80 million, if not already. And more guys that will be adjusted. Maybe Minka takes a pay cut because he knows he hasn't played very well. If not, maybe they ship him out and figure out how to unload some of that salary. But the Steelers could potentially, guys, in my estimate, have close to $100 million in available cap space in 2025. And that really, honestly, could spell very big things if you could get a guy like Justin Fields locked down around and give him some weapons because you can go out there and really spend. Again, bring guys maybe like a T. Higgins in there. Those types of players, and really get yourself a well-rounded wide receiving core with guys that don't take plays off, like George Pickens, like a Deontay Johnson was. Bring in guys that have that that high athleticism, that high work ethic, and really try to make a team full of solid to pretty good type players, man. Craig, unfortunately, I can see Browns using him and let their rookie quarterback sit on the bench, or even Giants or Raiders signing him. Maybe, Craig. Maybe, brother. Don't see the Steelers finish about third behind Bengals and Ravens. Yeah, that's what they said this year, though. Everybody said that the Steelers would finish in the basement of the AFC North, but it didn't happen. I told you it wasn't going to happen. Guys, I told you this in June, before any of the quarterback situation was going on, before any of this Mike Tomlin shit was going on yet again, before any of this stuff that we've seen all year. I told you, 10-7, 11-6 at best. I also thought they would get a playoff win. I was wrong about that. But I told you what this season was going to be. The writing's on the wall when you have a clown like Mike Tomlin at the helm. And that's how I gauge this, guys. I gauge this all off of coaching. I really do. I don't sit there and, overanalyze the players, because it's the NFL. Everybody's fucking good. I gauge it off of schematics and, history with the coaches. That's what I kind of do. That's how I guess. And they're guesses, they're predictions, but that's how I perform my educated guess. Let's keep going. Strolls, I know the Steelers have historically focused on all-star defense. I would love to see us pivot to a more offensive-focused organization. Look at the teams that are having success in the league. Yeah. But I don't want to see him turn any focus away from the defense, because then what are we all going to sit here and say? Oh, the Steelers put up 40 points, but they got beat. Then you're going to be in the same boat as the Bengals. This whole thing, guys, and I understand us fans, and I understand Strolls' comment. I want to see it too. I want to see some focus onto the offense. I really do, because I feel like it's neglected. But we have to be honest with ourselves of what wins, and that is balance. And if you can't create balance, if you're not intelligent enough in that front office, intelligent enough as a head coach, schematically to put your players in proper position, to create the balance that's needed, you're not going to be successful. And in the end of your comments, you said, look at the teams that are having success in this league. And all of them have what, guys? Balance. They have decent special teams. They have good to serviceable defenses, and they have special offenses or good offenses. They are balanced and well-rounded. Tanya Jones and Muth defending Tomlin when fans very pissed wanted him fired. Yeah, but Tanya, here's the thing with that, and I see what you're saying. You don't want to see like these players acting like, oh, I'm going to defend Tomlin. I get that 100%. But what I'm saying is this. What do we expect them to say? They're not going to go up there and bash their head coach, especially a guy that's never been fired. And especially, it's a colleague. It's a co-worker. These guys aren't going to come out there and just openly bash a colleague, a fellow, a guy that's in charge, an authority figure above them at their job. This is their job, guys. And I know we want to hear certain things inside of the media when they're asked questions, but you're not going to get those answers typically. Sometimes you'll get a hot take here and there from a player spouting off of the mouth, but typically they're just going to say the right things. They're going to say the answers that you would probably expect them to say. Why? Because they're not trying to create turmoil inside of their workplace. That's why. Whether they think that or not is probably, they probably do think like, man, fucking Mike's a turd, man. He sucks. Our schematics blow, dude. We don't do anything on offense. Our schematics are so bad, we can't compete against good teams. Oh, here we go. We're going to Baltimore. We're about to get our ass kicked in the first round of the playoffs yet again. Man, it sucks playing for Mike. He's a good man. I'd like to have a beer with him. He's a good buddy. But, man, he's an idiot and a low IQ guy. That's probably what they think. Oh, but wait, they probably like to play for Coach Mike because maybe they get away with shit. I don't know. I'm just saying. All right, guys, I'm going to get a drink, but I need you to double tap the shit out of that screen. And I need those likes to hit 70. I need 8 of you. 8 of you. Out of the almost 100 viewing right now to double tap that screen, hit us up to 70 likes. It's free, guys. It's easy. Just go ahead and tap that like button for us here on Steel City Live. I'm your host, Jason, as always. You ain't lying there, Randy. Zah, what's up? The fans are going to speak loud enough, similar to Canada. I see him being gone. I don't think no matter how loud the fan base gets, guys, in Pittsburgh, the head coach is one of those spots that the Rooneys just don't budge on. And I don't want to sound like you're wrong, like, you know, the fans can't speak loud enough, but I'm going off a track record, and I just don't think that the head coach will ever be in jeopardy here. I just don't. I just think that's how the Rooney family, you know, does business. And whether it's right or wrong, I just think that's the way it is, sadly. But here's the facts. Maybe we're loud enough as a fan base that maybe the message is heard by Mike Tomlin. I don't know. Maybe he can drop the ego a little bit. Mike, if you're out there, here you go. Mike, if you're out there listening to podcasts and trying to get a feel for what the fan base thinks of you and what the fans thought of your performance this year, if you can drop your ego level down a little bit, here's a public service announcement for you, my friend. Take into consideration what the fan base is telling you. Listen for once. Drop the ego down. Bring coaches in that challenge you, that have new ideas, that breathe new life into that building. Don't allow your schematics to go stale. Don't allow the X's and O's inside of that building to be forgot. Because that's what it seems like. It seems like you just come out with the same basic stale shit. And it seems like you don't have the ability as a head coach to adjust. And I think that's what you need to really focus on. I think you need to quit worrying about micromanaging that defense and get a defensive coordinator in there that you actually trust and that you can let call the defense. I think you need to not micromanage the offense and bring in a new, fresh, young face and allow them to go and run with it. Do those things. Be more of a manager, Mike. Don't be a micromanager. Be a broad manager, a guy that handles issues. Claude Bishop in the house coming in with a super chat. Thank you, Claude. The Rooneys should be ashamed of themselves for allowing Tomlin to ruin that proud franchise. Thank you, Claude, for the super chat. Much love, my friend. Yeah, and it is a shame. A once storied franchise brought to ruins by a guy because of his fucking ego. That is true. And Claude said it best right there in his chat. Mike Tomlin has brought a storied franchise to its knees. And you're going to listen to some podcasts out there that are people that no matter what the Pittsburgh Steelers do, they're going to say, I'm going to stand by my team. I'm going to stand by the Steelers. I'm going to stand by Mike Tomlin. I'm going to stand by the Rooneys. They don't do anything wrong. You're going to hear that on podcasts all over the place. Those people aren't being realists. Those people aren't allowing their fan glasses to come off for 2 seconds. They're not allowing that. And you can still be a fan of a franchise and tell what the fucking issues are. You can still be I love the Pittsburgh Steelers. I will always love that franchise. I don't care if they're 0-16. I will love that franchise, but I'll be damned if I sit here and act like there ain't no issues. I'll be damned if I sit here and act like Mike Tomlin is the greatest head coach in the National Football League because he got some fucking crummy, stupid record that everybody wants to talk about. I'll be damned if I sit here playoff game after playoff game and watch an offense that's built for a fucking preschooler. Come on! I'll be damned if I sit here and hear about how defensive-minded Mike Tomlin is. I'll be damned to watch that and not say anything. That's just my thoughts, guys. Just my thoughts. And with that super chat from Claude, I'm going to wrap this thing up, man. I truly, truly appreciate it. I need 2 more likes, though, before we end the live stream. I need 2 more likes to hit 70 real quick. Double tap that screen. Hit that like button for us here on Steel City Live. I'm your host, Jason. We'll take 2 more comments here real quick. Dan says, surprise, there's not been a crowd fund for an anti-Tomlin airplane message. Yeah, to fly over the stadium. That's awesome. Thank you guys for the 70 likes. Appreciate that. Za Curry, it's fly over the first Steelers home game. Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. That'd be awesome. Who runs the North? The Steelers. I'll still say it, man. Steelers, baby. Let's go. Craig Werlow, I just don't have any hope Tomlin will change his ways, thus no playoff success. I don't either, Craig. I do not either. Irrelevant Steelers, 6 playoff losses straight. Yeah, man. 6 Lombardis, though. Not irrelevant enough. Not quite irrelevant enough. The Ravens, Jesse, it's obvious, kind of don't reply to this. Jason, I know what you're going to say. You know me, Inger. You know me. 3-4 now from Froggy. What's up, Froggy? Steeler Lee. If Rooney is going to keep Tomlin, then he needs to sit him down and let him know that the offense is off limit and allow the OC to innovate and bring this team into 2025 football. That'd be the smartest thing, Steeler Lee. Abso-freaking-lutely, my friend. Absolutely. All right, guys, thank you so much for another great live stream here on Mike Drop Sports and the show Steel City Live. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. We truly appreciate that. And make sure you're joining the best community in all of YouTube. It's right here on this channel. Thank you to the moderators. Thank you to everybody that gave super chats. Truly, truly appreciate that. Thank you for everybody that hit the like button, and thank you just for watching and joining the conversation. So until tomorrow for the daily upload and our daily live stream, I'm Jason. This is Mike Drop Sports. Peace, my friends. See you on the next one.